Are you planning to get the brand new iPhone 17? If the answer is yes, then this video is for you, because in this video today I'll be telling you which iPhone 17 model to go for, which will give you the best features without breaking the bank. Let's get started. Hey, what's up guys, hope you're doing well. I'm Ashish from AJ Technific, and in today's video I have got the unboxing as well as all of the features that makes this iPhone 17 model a must buy for anyone who is planning to get the new iPhone 17. You might have already seen tons of videos on the iPhone 17 and all of the models including the Pro and the Pro Max, but let me tell you, this iPhone 17 base model this year is probably gonna be the best money that you'll be investing on the iPhone 17 if you are planning to get one. So let's get into the unboxing of the iPhone 17, and we will be seeing in details all of the new features that the iPhone 17 has to offer. Right, so here are some of the new features on the iPhone 17. Some of these features would be available on the iOS 26, but only on fewer models. So let me show you some of the battery features on the iPhone 17. So you go into the settings and there's gonna be an option that says battery. There you go. And here you can see all of your battery settings. So if you want to improve battery life or preserve the battery life for a long period of time, then you want to go into the battery, and then here you can see the charging mode, and then here you have option to limit the charge. So now you can actually set the battery percentage on when you want your battery charging to stop. So I usually set it to optimize battery charging. That will basically allow me to optimize the way battery charges so that it has got like longer lifespan than the usual without the battery optimizing. So you want to turn this setting on in order for you to get the best battery life in the long run. Also, you have got another setting that would allow you to measure how you use your phone and then save some battery that way. So here is the option that says adaptive power and adaptive power notification. And if you're a person who wants to get the most battery, then you can turn on the low power mode, but just bear that in mind that you would be losing some of the features if you turn this mode on. So I usually leave it off. Moving on, there's also another thing that you can see on the battery this time around. So if you get your charger and then charge your phone, now you can see how long does it take for your phone to fully charge based on the power adapter you use. So as you can see, I'm using a 45-watt fast charging. So to reach 80%, it's gonna take 38 minutes from 29%, and to fully charge it's gonna take 1 hour 38 minutes. So that's a good way to tell whether your fast charger is actually working, and depending upon the adapter, it changes the time. Also, now with the new iPhone 17, even the base model, that's the iPhone 17, not the Pro or the Pro Max, gets the always on display. So this was the most exclusive features only for the Pro models in the previous iPhones, but from now on you have got your always on display on the base model as well. So I don't know why they didn't give this feature on the base model previously, but finally it's here with the base model of the iPhone 17 as well. So I think that's a welcoming feature, because that lets you do so much more. You can read your notification and you don't have to turn your display on to actually see it. And I also found out that if you own an Apple Watch and your Apple Watch is not nearby and it's already connected to your iPhone, the always on display doesn't work. So I was like trying to find it everywhere. Why is the always on display not working when I was shooting this video? And I came to find out that your Apple Watch, if it's connected to your iPhone 17, has to be near in order for the always on display to work. So I think that's a good feature, because apparently if your watch is nearby, you actually have the phone, and the notification that shows up, you can read it. But if it's not within reach, then all the notification is not going to show up on your always on display. So clever way to prevent people from looking at your notification. So that I just came to find out. So if you own an Apple Watch that's connected to iPhone 17 and wondering why the always on display is not working, then that might be the reason. So always on display back on the base model of the iPhone 17. So moving on, next we have got customizing your screen. So as you can see, I have already changed it to a darker mode. So if you want to change or customize your screen on the iPhone 17, you can do that. So keep holding on your screen, and there is an edit button on the top. So you press that and you have got your customize button over here. So that's the default one like you are used to. So if you want to change it to the dark mode that I did, then you can go to dark. Or if you want to do like a clear one, you have got this new option which looks kind of faded. And if you want to go a little bit more further, then you can choose tinted. So this will basically allow you to choose the color of your icons based on your preference. So if I want to change it like subtle, I can do that. And there are a bunch of other options. You have got the dark option as well. You have got the auto, so depending upon the day it will change the color as well. So that's the light, dark, and if you want to customize it even further, you can do that. And this is how it looks. So if you want to customize your iPhone, now you can do that with customizing the icons on your iPhone 17. And moving on, you can also now set 3D wallpapers on your iPhone 17. So here's my dad's picture over here. So if you press and hold over here, you have got customize button over here. And if you want to change your photo, like for example, if you set up a normal photo, now if I want to customize it to a 3D wallpaper, there is an option over here. So if you click that, now your photo becomes 3D. So that's a really immersive way of customizing your wallpaper on the iPhone 17. So this is basically like a 3D wallpaper. So for example, this is just the normal picture of us three. That's me, my dad, and my mom. So now if I want to change, like make it on 3D wallpaper, then you have got the option on the top right over here. If you press that button, it will change your photo to 3D. Now if you can see, if I move it, it's actually 3D. And if you don't want to go through that route, you can also take like a picture on the camera settings. So here is the normal photo. So if I swipe on the side, you have got the spatial mode. So that will basically allow you to take like 3D pictures or videos on your iPhone. So rotate it that way. So if I take a picture here, and here is the option that says spatial. So if I press that button over here, there you go, spatial scene. Now as you can see, my photo is in 3D. So that's your customizing 3D wallpapers. Moving on, the next feature that I want to talk about on the iPhone 17 is on like call settings. So basically this is probably gonna be the best or the significant update on the iPhone 17, and I think that's probably gonna be the best feature for a person like me. If you're getting like spam calls time and again, or any kinds of calls which you don't want and you don't want to deal with, then this feature might be for you. So if you go into the settings to apps and find phone, here are all the settings that's available on the iPhone 17. If you go on the bottom, the first feature that I want to talk about is hold assist detection. So basically, for example, if you're talking with like any kinds of company, for example like internet provider or something, and they put you on a brief hold. So if you remember, like whenever you are on hold, they play like a background music or something, and you have to keep holding your phone or put an earphone on your ears so that you don't actually miss out on when they start talking. So this features basically allows you to get the like notification when the other person on the call actually picks up the call and then it starts talking. So it will basically give you a ringtone on when the other person like picks up the phone and it starts talking, and you'll get a like notification same as a ringtone, and you can answer the call and then it start talking. So I think that's a really good feature, and you don't have to worry about missing on calls or like staying on the phone for a very long time, especially if there is a long wait time. You don't have to worry about just sitting there and waiting for them to come back on the call again. So if you enable this feature, that's gonna be really helpful for you to step away from your phone, and then when they start talking, then you can come back and pick up your phone. So that's the hold assist detection on the iPhone 17. Moving on the same feature on the phones, there is another feature which says ask reason for calling. So basically, if you get a lot of spam calls like I do, then this feature might be a game changer. So for example, if like a spam caller calls you and then like wanna talk with you regarding any kinds of products or deals, they have to answer a few questions before you actually get the call from them. So it will basically ask them what is the reason for the call, and you will be getting a message about what they want to talk about, and if you think it's worth talking, then you can answer the phone. Otherwise, it's gonna automatically reject the call if you don't want to reply. So that's, I think, a clean feature as well, especially if you want to be safe from spam callers, then this setting might be for you. So the next feature I want to talk about on the iPhone 17 is called visual intelligence feature. So you swipe down from the right, and that setting is just gonna be here. If it's not here, you keep holding on your screen and you go to add a control and search visual intelligence. There you go, and then you just want to add that here. So basically this will allow you to find any kinds of picture that you take with the help of this visual intelligence feature. So let me show you here. So once I get inside, there is like ask, capture button, and search. So if I want to take the picture of the iPhone box over here, there you go, gives you a prompt. And if I want to ask what it is, it will basically go through the ChatGPT and tell you what this is all about. So continue, enable ChatGPT, and asking ChatGPT. There you go. So iPhone 15 box displays. Alright, so it says iPhone 15 even though it's the iPhone 17. So not actually there yet, because even my old S24 Ultra does all of this with the help of Google Gemini. Moving on, another important feature on the iPhone 17 is lock and hide apps. So if you are a person who don't want to show any kinds of apps to other people and want to keep it private, then you can do that on the iPhone 17. So for example, I have got this YouTube over here. So if I want to hide this app, I keep holding this one, and here is the option that says require Face ID. So if you just want to secure it with like your Face ID, then you can do require Face ID. But if you want to hide it and then require Face ID, you can do that as well. So I'll just do that here and hide app, and now it's all gone. So you wouldn't be able to find it anywhere. So the only way you will be able to find that app is go all the way to the last screen and go to the bottom. As you can see, it says hidden. So once you press that button, it's gonna scan your Face ID, and if it matches, then it will show you the app. So let's try it here. So hidden, there you go, Face ID, and now you will be able to see your hidden app. And even after that, you have to put your Face ID in order to access it. So that's a really good feature on the iPhone 17 that allows you to lock and hide apps. So lastly, I want to talk about the key changes that is with the iPhone 17 or any kind of phone that come like every single year. So like the technology can't change much, you know, like especially with the phones getting advanced day by day, there's only certain things that they can add onto your phone. Otherwise people would like just be bored if there is no any changes. So the only significant changes this year is on the screen as well as the camera. So the main feature or the key selling point of the base iPhone 17, comparing that with all the older phones, like all the older iPhones that came out, is this is not a base model anymore. So you basically get all of the key features that you get with the Pro models on your base iPhone, especially 120Hz refresh rate. Yes, finally the base model of the iPhone gets the 120Hz refresh rate after a very long time, because if you're not paying extra money in the past, you would be like settling down only on 60 Hz display. But now with the base iPhone 17, you get the 120 Hz refresh rate. That means everything is gonna be super smooth. You don't have to worry about that jittery like lagging display like in the past with the 60 Hz display. It used to be significantly like slower if you actually use the 120 Hz refresh rate and then get back to 60 Hz. You can tell the difference right away. So that I think is a really good upgrade on the iPhone 17, getting that 120 Hz refresh rate on the base model. And even the display and all of the features like the OLED display, everything, that's pretty much similar to the Pro model of the iPhone 17 this year. The only key difference would probably be coming on the cameras, which we'll be discussing right now. So the base iPhone 17 still gets 48 megapixel camera on the back and 18 megapixel center stage camera on the front. So that would basically allow you to take really good selfies out of this camera. I've tried it and compared it with my S25 and it's a really big difference. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you go into your camera and swipe up to the front facing camera, as you can see, it's just normal, right? And now you have got this arrow on the side which will allow you to get even more wider shot on your iPhone 17. So if I press that button over here, there you go. It's very wide and you don't have to worry about squeezing people in to the frame because of this feature. And if you want to shoot like in a landscape, you usually used to do this, but with the iPhone 17 you just press this button over here and now you will be able to get landscape shot without rotating your camera. How cool is that on the iPhone 17? So I think that is a really good feature, and if you're taking group shot, that can be really helpful. And if you're in a Zoom meeting or any kind of video call, there is another feature that allows you to automatically zoom and keep you in the center whether you are moving side to side or not. So it will basically keep you centered in the middle of the frame without you having to move the phone itself. So that's a really neat feature as well on the iPhone 17. So as you can see, it says auto zoom. If I put it on, now if I move the camera sideways whenever I'm doing like a video call, then it will be able to keep me centered on the frame. So that's a really neat feature on the iPhone 17 and probably one of the best feature for me, because if I'm taking selfies, then I don't have to actually go all the way back. I can just do this and take a really wide selfie on the iPhone 17. Moving on, so another key feature on the iPhone 17 is on the video side. So if I go into the video, and now if I want to capture both sides of the frame, like if you are on a like live music or any kinds of concert and you want to take reaction of yourself as well as shoot the concert, then you can do that. So in order to do that, you press the button over here on the top and you can see there's an option that says dual capture. So it will basically use the front facing camera as well as the back camera and record yourself as well as record what's going on in the front. So it can be really beneficial if you want to shoot like a reaction of people and you want to use both of the cameras, then this can be really helpful. So that's the dual capture feature on the iPhone 17, and you can change the resolution. As you can see, it says HD at 30 frames per second, or if you want to change it to 4K or 60, then you can do that. And you cannot see that feature on the photo. So the default shooting on the iPhone 17 is 24 megapixel. So if you are capturing something that's precious to you and you want to get like higher quality photos out of your iPhone 17, then you're gonna go back onto the settings and find the camera over here, and on the bottom you can see all of your settings. So if you want to shoot like default 4K, then you can do that, record video at 1080p. If I press that, and now if I want to select 4K at 30, every time I turn on my video, as you can see, it's at 4K at 30 frames per second. So I don't have to manually go and change it every single time. So that's one thing. So if you want to get like a higher quality picture, then you can change that setting, but it has to be visible. So in order to do that, you go into camera, go into format, and camera capture is at higher efficiency, and here you can see photo capture, photo mode is an 24 megapixel. So I don't want to put that default, like it allows you to change to 12 megapixel or 24, but if you want to get that 48 megapixel photos out of your iPhone 17, then you can click this setting where it says resolution control. So if I enable that setting and now I want to go into the camera, now you can see there is a new option here. It says HEIC 24. If I click that button and if I change that to 48 megapixel, now I will be able to get 48 megapixel picture out of my iPhone 17. Before you couldn't do that, you would get default 24, but it consumes a little bit more storage, but it's totally like high quality, and I think that's worth it if you want to save like a special moment. But by default it's on 24 megapixel. So just wanted to show you how you will be able to get 48 megapixel picture on your iPhone 17. Alright, so both of the phones recording, the iPhone 17 and the S25. So let me know which is which, if you can tell the difference. So recording test 4K at 60 frames per second on both iPhone 17 and the S25. And there's also a bit of noise, so let me know if you can hear me well. And let's switch the camera here. So this is the recording on the iPhone 17 and S25 front-facing camera, shooting at 4K at 60 frames per second. Let me know if you can tell the difference. A little bit of walking test here on the S25 and the iPhone 17. Let me know which one is which. 4K at 60 with the front-facing camera on the iPhone 17 and the S25. And a little bit of wind noise as well as some background noises. And let me know how the speaker sounds on either of these phones. So here are a couple of samples from both the phones, the S25 on the left and the iPhone 17 on the right. Look how wide the selfie is on the iPhone 17, and I think that's the main feature on the front facing camera. On this picture as well, as you can see, I can get so much more information on the iPhone 17 compared to the S25. And I think that's the best feature that will please most of the people, especially when you're taking like group selfies or something. It's gonna be really effective. And I just love the tone and the color that comes out of the iPhone 17, and this is the sunset picture of the glass, so came out pretty good on both S25 and the iPhone 17. By the way, that's from the Sydney Eye Tower. If you want to visit and have a look, it's really amazing. Alright, so I have discussed most of the features on the iPhone 17, and the key selling point of the base iPhone 17 model this year in 2025 is of course gonna be that 120Hz refresh rate and that always on display. So if you're coming from something like iPhone 14 or iPhone 15, then I think it's gonna be a good upgrade to get the iPhone 17 base model. If you don't want to invest over $2,000 on the iPhone, but if you're coming from like the iPhone 16, I don't think it's gonna be significant upgrade. Yes, definitely that 120Hz refresh rate is gonna make a massive difference when you're using the phone, but that doesn't mean that you have to go and buy another phone every single year. And as you have already seen some of the sample that I compared the photos of the iPhone 17 and the S25, is pretty good, and especially that wide angle shot that you get on the selfie camera of the iPhone 17, it's ridiculously good. Because if you're taking like group selfies, remember in the past you have to go all the way further away from your face in order to capture everything in the scene, but you don't have to do that with the iPhone 17. It takes like massive wide selfies with that front facing camera, and as you have already seen in the video as well, all of the photos comes out really well on the iPhone 17. And for some reason on my S25 the sound was muffled. I don't know if I was covering the microphone or not, but the sound on the iPhone 17 was much more better, even though there was a lot of wind noise. So that's it for the things that makes the base iPhone 17 a must buy if you are trying to get into Apple. And that $1,300 price point is a really affordable deal with all those features that we discussed in the video today. So let me know what you guys think about the iPhone 17 base model. Would you go and buy the phone this year or wait for the next year iPhone 18? Do let me know in the comments below. And I guess that's it for today's video. So if you enjoyed the content, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm Asis from AJ Technofreak, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Till then, have a good one and peace out.